In this video, I'm going to show you the two ways that you can ship your products from your manufacturers in China to Amazon FBA, either in the UK or US. So basically there's two different ways that you can ship your products from your manufacturer to Amazon FBA. There is to ship it direct, or there is to ship it via a middleman. A middleman is usually called a prep center, somewhere that is in your country. So if you're shipping to amazon.co.uk, you would use a prep center in the UK, or if you were shipping to amazon.com, you would use a prep center in the US. Basically what the prep center is they prepare your products for Amazon. So Amazon have strict requirements on what they want to see when your products arrive, and if your products aren't in this format, Amazon will issue you fines and can even reject your inventory from coming into their warehouse. So basically the other option is that you can ship it direct. So if you ship it direct from your manufacturer to Amazon, you need things to go very smoothly. You need your manufacturer in China to prepare your product. So you have to write a spec to them, you have to send them the labels, you have to tell them how many units per box, and you have to arrange with them to give it to the courier. You need to arrange for the courier to go straight into Amazon's warehouse. You need to have all your fees paid off. Amazon won't accept your shipment if you still owe money on it. So I think it's usually UPS that are good with it. You can prepay everything with them, so there will be no fees left when it reaches Amazon's warehouse, and it can go straight in. But definitely with bigger shipments, you will have to use a middleman or prepare it yourself. If you are to put it on pallets, you'll have to send it to the middleman in either the UK or US, and they'll have to put it on the pallets, wrap it, because everything needs to be wrapped going into FBA, labels on top, and then sent through, because you wouldn't go shipping pallets the whole way over. It would just increase the weight and your size, and take up space that you could be using for products. So that's one of them, and basically I'm just going to go through the pros and cons of both ways. So when you're shipping using a middleman, and the middleman can be you can do the work off the middleman, which will save the cost, but obviously then you have the cost of your time doing this. So when using a middleman, you get to inspect your products when they arrive, you get to quality inspect them, and you also, another big one is you're not training your manufacturer. So basically what I mean by this is that you're not training your manufacturer how to ship the products direct to Amazon FBA. If they're just shipping them on to your middleman, then they're not learning the whole sequence, what they have to do to get the products into FBA, because there is a risk of your manufacturers just deciding to go straight into Amazon with their products, and they'll be competing against you if that's the case. So then it also reduces the possibility of having shipments rejected by FBA. This is a big one. If your products don't arrive at the Amazon's warehouse where the way that they want them to arrive, they can just reject them, send back your shipment. This is gonna set you back an awful lot of money and time and the whole lot. So that's a really big one to think about, and using a middleman in the country that you're sending it to reduces the chances of that happening. It ensures that your labels, packages are correct. Again, you can do this when you go straight from China, but you'll have to hire an agent in China to oversee it, to check that the factory have put on the labels and the packaging, everything is as it should be, so that no unexpected issues arise when your products arrive at Amazon's FBA warehouse. Also, if you're going to Amazon.com in the US, they always request that your shipment is split up. So if you say we have 900 units that we want to ship into you, they say okay, ship maybe 300 to this warehouse, 400 to the other warehouse, 200 to the next warehouse. They split up your inventory to the different warehouses so that they're closer to the customer. When the customer buys it, it can go out faster to him. That isn't in the UK yet, but from what I'm hearing, it will be coming in, that they will request it to go to multiple warehouses in the UK, but so far I have only shipped to one warehouse in the UK. They'd tell you which warehouse to ship into. You just get your labels, put them on, ship them into that warehouse. But definitely in the US, that's one to look out for, is that they're going to mix it up. They're going to say, send a certain amount here, a certain amount there, and having a middleman that will sort out your labels, make sure they all go on right, is, it's a relief to know that it's going to be done properly. Receiving samples with your shipment. So often when I'm shipping my products from China to the UK here, I get a couple of samples of the manufacturers that I'm using for new products that I'm thinking of. So I get them all shipped over in the container that I'm buying. Again, you can do a mixed container, you can go in on a part load with someone, but I usually just get the full container when I'm getting it. So I get samples to fill it up. So if you have a bit of space left, I get a few samples always put in of different products. And what happens then when that goes to the middleman in the UK, they take these samples out and send them down to me just with a courier, usually UPS, DHL, someone like that. And that works well for me, and it's always a good way of finding new products when you're shipping. When you're getting a load the whole way over from China, and the manufacturers, now's the time to find what other products they have and test the quality of them, because you're paying a lot less. Whereas if you're just requesting a sample every time you need it, you're paying maybe $80-$100 just to have it shipped with UPS the whole way from China to you in the UK or US or wherever you're based. Then the cons of using a middleman, the challenges and why you might decide not to use a middleman, is mainly the cost. So you have to pay the extra cost. You have to pay for them to prep your products in the UK or US, which will be higher than in China, and just your cost. So you have to ship them from where they arrive in, whichever port they arrive to your middleman, and then to the various warehouses. So there is a cost element, and that does work out at a bit more. Usually with me it works out between 50p and £1.50 per unit, which I find okay. I'm willing to take that for the relief that I get, knowing that everything is going to be okay when the products arrive in the FBA warehouse, and everything's checked over, and you're not just going to get hit by finding out that a load of your products have been damaged on the way over, and you hadn't found that out, sent them into the warehouse, they've been shipped out to customers, a load of customers start claiming A to Z claims against you, and then your account gets suspended. It's not worth it, and you've all the inventory then in the warehouse that has to be shipped back to you. There's all that extra cost if things go wrong. So it's usually between 50p and £1.50 per unit it works out. And again, it depends on the size of the shipment that you get. It depends on the weight. Everything will determine the different costs that are involved. And in the US it works out more. It works out towards the $1.50, and in the UK I can get it for as low as 50p, just because it has to go to various warehouses. So you have that cost to add in. If it's going to you come into the port in LA, and it has to go over the other side to Florida, or all over the place, you have all that extra cost to add in. Then the pros of shipping direct to Amazon. So you save time and you save money by reducing the need for a middleman. But then there is the cons, which I have explained, that things can go wrong. You have to line up everything perfectly to ensure that it does go through. It's only really suitable if you're using DHL or UPS or any of these shipping haulers that are smaller, that if you're getting a big load that you need to put on pallets and that, I don't know a way that you can get that to run smoothly so that you can get your products straight in. But if you're doing a smaller load, then it will, you can do it that way. But if I was getting a smaller load, I get it delivered to my house, check them out, make sure everything's okay with them when they've arrived, that they haven't got damaged in transit, and then send them into the FBA warehouse. But basically I'm putting a blog together at the moment on all of this, and I'm going to include an invoice that shows the breakdown of my cost when I pay my agent, that that works all this out, and you can have a look at that, see the breakdown, and judge it for yourself. See what way suits you. You know, it depends on your products. It depends on a lot of things. But I'll give you the pros and cons. I'll let you make your decision. And yeah, I hope you enjoy it. Cool. Speak to you soon.